Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Thank God it's Friday. I got the weekend off. Let's go, baby. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. I saw this post yesterday on Instagram. I saw it before I went to work and I didn't really know what to make of it. I just let it sit in my spirit. And then I saw it again this morning. And I was like, I gotta speak. I gotta speak life into it. Cause I know what that is. I know what that experience is like. Shout out to our point guards pushing each other in practice. Yeah. I told you, Jamal Shead, ain't nobody trying to go to the G League. I told y'all that. Jamal and Davion are pushing Immanuel Quickley. Whether he's 100% or not, they don't care. Let's get to getting to it. There's nothing like them practice battles. I love it. I used to love those. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but you always look forward to the battles no matter what. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Point guard steal sharpens point guard steal. That's it. Only a point guard can sharpen another point guard. Only a shooting guard can sharpen another shooting guard. Small forward, power forward, center, yada, 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 whoop-de-woo on down the line. You need that person in your space competing for your spot to let you know shit is real. Shit ain't sweet out here. Somebody wants your spot, and somebody could have had your spot, and somebody could have your spot. Get caught lacking. This is how it's supposed to be. But you know the NBA is a business, and once they invest X amount of dollars in somebody, they want to give them this false sense of security at least for a decent amount of time before they change their minds and go the other direction or have to go the other direction. As long as it's in the moment type shit, moment to moment type shit. In my eyes, you play how you practice. If it's war in practice, it's going to be war when it counts. I love it. You know what I mean? I used to look forward to them battles. You know what I mean? Shit, you go through wars in them practices. When the game time come, listen, you already game ready as soon as you step in. Positional battles are necessary. That's why I wanted DeMarcus Cousins last year so he can apply that pressure and start sharpening up Scotty. Imagine if some of DeMarcus Cousins' nastiness and that post game and that intentional post game with the shooting, add Scotty's passing. What? We got a whole headache for everybody. Inside, outside, it don't even matter. You're going to catch that fade. It's going to be a problem. Now it's like we're going to get there, but it's going to take a little longer. DeMarcus Cousins on our team last year and this year would have expedited the situation. But it's cool. It's going to come in due time. Shout out to Scotty. But Jamal Shead, I told y'all, these dudes ain't playing like they trying to play on the G League team. We know what it looked like years past in the preseason. Guys are just playing and having fun. Nah, you know what it's like when somebody's playing with a certain intention. Jamal Shead don't want to see a minute in the G League. National Defensive Player of the Year. How many point guards? Gary Payton wasn't even National Defensive Player of the Year. And he was a beast in the NBA defensively. And he was a beast at Oregon State. I wish he would have went to St. John's. I hope y'all know he was supposed to go to St. John's during that Lou Second run in the late 80s, early 90s. And I listen, I love Boo Harvey. But Boo Harvey and the glove in practice? And that would have been crazy. Yeah, I think St. John's would have got a Final Four, maybe a national championship out of that one. But Luke II, he kept in New York. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta keep. Man, the city would have went crazy. But Gary Payton would have been, we would have understood. He would have been family. He's still family. But you need that. Jamal Shead, National Defensive Player. He a dog defensively. Once he locks in on the speed of these NBA point guards and gets his scoring up, beautiful. Davion Mitchell is a dog too. They want in. Listen, I don't care how much they paid you. I'm trying to get PT. What we talking about? Don't get caught lacking because we all gonna be on the court trying to get it done. We need it. We need it. I know they paid you, but listen, we need it. We need in. You know what I mean? And it's the tradition of the Raptors. Pure competition, pure positional competition. That what we paid you shit only lasts for but for so long. After a certain point, it's like whoever's best qualified to do the job. Fred pushed Kyle until he got his opportunity. And Kyle talked about it. He got sick of Fred, but Fred wasn't stopping because Fred wanted in. And now look, he about to get another $43 million from the Houston Rockets. I'm not mad at you no more, Fred. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Maybe we get, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be watching. You know what I mean? I'm still a Fred VanVleet's fan. I'm still. I just, only family could get mad at family the way I was mad at him. You know what I mean? He's one of the main reasons why I became a Raptors fan. You know what I mean? Shout out to Fred. But you need that Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson. You need that Jeff. That what was that? The Jeff Teague and my man. What's the man? The motherfucker we had as our point guard last year. You know what I mean? I forgot. I don't forgot his name. He ain't been with us for so long. But yeah, like you want that point guard battle. You want that. You know what I mean? But it's like if we keep it humble and we keep it honest with these battles, we're gonna end up getting a chip because that's how you really stay war ready. If Fred wasn't going that Kyle, he would have never been the player we needed him to be in that Golden State series or throughout the playoffs or throughout his whole time. Like you need that. You need a game time rooster. You know what I'm saying? So you look forward to that. You look forward to guys making progress, and we want to see that type of progress. We need that. You know what I mean? He's gonna be ready for work, and he might be unstoppable when he get in. Like if he's getting pressured by the National Defensive Player of the Year in college and Davion Mitchell, who's also a beast on defense, and he's able to score against them. They're shorter, more compact, physical, and they can press them. They can shoot. They can go to the basket. Like he's gonna have to learn. Listen, what you think Trae Young gonna do with him? Little light ass. The only one, you got Drew Holiday, you got Maxey, you got Brunson. Everybody else should get destroyed if the math is mathing. If he keep going to war like this in practice, there's only 3 point guards that's gonna be a problem for him in the East that he gonna really have to lace them up and get busy for. Everybody else, he gonna smack around. Because Davion Mitchell and Jamal Shead gonna be applying pressure to them and smacking them around. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, and Drew Holiday are going to be his only problems. If he continues through this cycle and stay within this cipher and they keep working like this and sharpening each other up, man, listen, we might have an all-star point guard on our hands, and we should. At some point, I expect him to be an all-star. But it starts here. It starts with the work. That wiggity work got to be done. You know what I mean? It ain't going to do itself, baby. It ain't going to do itself. You know what I'm saying? And you want that. You want to have those positional wars in practice. Because if you don't have those positional wars in practice, you're going to be shook in battles. And we ain't got time for shook ones. We got shit to do. We got an agenda. We got milestones to reach. We ain't got time for dudes to be shell-shocked and nervous. That's what practice is for. You play how you prepared. And if you're not ready, and if you a shook one, no matter how much money they paid you, you still gonna be looked at as a sucker, right, Ben? Ask Ben. Ask Ben Simmons. We still look at him like, he had a shot at being one of those ones. Something happened. He fell in love with the lifestyle. He fell in love with the cocoa. You know what it is. He fell in love with the lifestyle. He was getting better and more instant gratification in the lifestyle than he was on the court. The reality is, at some point, you got to put some real work in. You can only be stronger, faster, and taller and more athletic, but for so long. At some point, you have to learn how to play this game. At some point. And when they took away the physical aspect of the game and made it more skill set, you realize if he can't be physical and use his brute strength and his 6'10" size, he really don't have much to offer. He was always bigger, stronger, faster than his peer group. Now he's not faster than anybody in the NBA. Everybody can pass and dribble just as well as he could, and most can shoot better. And he realized he's just one of the guys. He's never gonna be the expected superstar that they wanted him to be. But so far he can go. He went as far as he can go. Then the field caught up, and he lost his confidence. I believe it's after relationships will mess you up outside the court. Off the court, you lose a girlfriend, it'll set you back emotionally, and then you don't feel that love is gone for everything until you know what I mean. Hopefully he can regain some of that, but it's over. He didn't, and the reason why he ain't had nobody in practice pressing the issue. He thought shit was sweet. It's all about him. They let him believe it was all about him. No matter what, he gonna start. Nah, you gotta let him know. Listen, somebody gonna be here to take your spot. Before they trade, I'd have made sure somebody took his spot just to light that fire. Listen, you want your spot back? Go get it. Learn how to play in this new NBA, the Shooters League, Scorer's Paradise, Ball Handler's Dream. Become a part of the show. You had your run. The game changed. Now you got to evolve and change with it. He wasn't able to, but he still got the bag, but nobody cares. He's not a hooper like that. But you don't want to be put in that category. You want to be known as a stepper. If you hooping, you want to be known. When you walk in the gym, you want respect on your name, even if it's a little bit. Oh, I know who that is. You want that at least. You don't want to walk in the gym and be a nobody. That's crazy. You got to make a name for yourself, and you got to maintain that name. You know what I mean? And Quick knows the value of those wars in practice. They keep him motivated. They keep him ready for conflict. They keep him ready for battle. They keep him ready for war. They keep him ready to work. You need that. That money they gave you, all right, you cool, you rich. But that ain't got nothing to do with nothing on the court. They can protect you, but for so long from this ass whooping. As a point guard, you got to let that starter know, listen, I'm coming off the bench, but not for long. Yeah, we cool, but we ain't that cool to the point where I'm not going to try and take your spot and take your head off in practice. Just know that. I got a job to do. I got a family to feed too. And I see what they paying starters. If I can't start, I'm going to get as close to it. I need that. They going to gauge my worth by me destroying you in practice. And the word going to get out that you ain't the only one here getting busy. And they going to have, somebody going to give me something. I'm walking away with something. I'm not going to walk away from here empty-handed. I'm going to walk away with something. They might not pay me like they paying you, but somebody going to open up the vote for your boy. That got to be the attitude coming in. Even while you're in. You know what I mean? You got to get what you can get. And you got to prove, but you got to prove yourself. You got to build your worth, your equity. You got to put equity in this situation. And Quickley knows the value of this type of pressure. Because when it comes to the game, he going to be under this type of pressure. You facing Jalen Brunson. They ain't no walk in the park. Tyrese Maxey tomorrow. And then you might have, Drew Holiday a week. Man, listen, everybody, all them other point guards, they nice too, but they not that. They not Drew, they not Brunson, they not Maxey, they not those. And if you can deal with everybody else and then hold your own with them three, you good money. But you got to be ready because they're gonna be on bullshit from the time they tip off till the time the buzzer sound. They're gonna be on pure bullshit. Brunson gonna try and give you 50. Drew gonna try and shut you down and hit threes. Tyrese Maxey gonna try and have 40 and 10. You gotta listen. You better be ready. Quickly better be ready. And the fact that he understands it, I like that. You know what I mean? We need our point guards to stay ready. You want to see that. Anything less than that is uncivilized. You don't have time for anything else. You don't. You truly don't. You know what I mean? And we want to see that. We want to see our players taking advantage of opportunities and being aggressive. Because in the games, the aggression and the passion and the obsession to details and making sure that you take care of things within that competitive realm are important. Things change from conflict to conflict, moment to moment. You got to be locked in and ready to solve every problem in front of you aggressively. And as long as you're producing like that in practice, as long as you're gaining this experience, this battle type of experience, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be comfortable where others are uncomfortable. Because everybody ain't gonna be healthy all season. Some guys gonna get clipped and they're gonna need 2 weeks to get right. You're gonna have to hold it down. We're not accepting a fall. We're not accepting being 500 and falling 6 games below because somebody didn't. We're not accepting that. I'm not accepting that. We get where we trying to go, maintain it. Every man got a job to do. It ain't that hard. These NBA teams ain't that good. Not to the point where we beat ourselves and if they beat us, cool, respect. No problem. But they're the reputation and the anticipation and expectation should not intimidate you and stop you from doing your best. We were beating ourselves. I remember the years we played against Brooklyn. Niggas was shook. Referees making bullshit calls. As soon as we put the bench in, they soft, they stargazing and all shook daddy. We ain't got time for that. We need soldiers. We need people to come in there and know what the situation is. It's basketball. They're a ball player. You a ball player. Be motivated to take their fucking head off. It's a hostile environment. No matter if it's your idol that you grew up watching. He's in this hostile environment on the other side of the conversation. Tear his head off. Y'all can be friends later. We could talk about it over some cognac. And I think we're getting into that space where there's nothing wrong with pure competition. Understanding that friends is friends, but business is business. You don't achieve greatness without there being some type of pressure, without there being some type of war, without there being some type of battle to prove yourself. You have to conquer something to be labeled great, whether it be yourself and your own comfort level or people's comfort level with their expectations of you or the competition in front of you. Either way, you got work to do. Your behavior and your habits are going to show. And if there's no sense of urgency within those moments, you're not going to get everything you can out of those opportunities. And that's your fault. You're going to sit back and wish you had done more. You wish you had knew more. But the only way for you to learn more is by pushing the envelope and putting yourself in these experiences so that you can gain more knowledge. Youth is wasted on the young. There's a lot of things I didn't know playing ball. I didn't have it figured out. I didn't have a sense of urgency. I didn't understand the timetable, or I couldn't lock in on the timetable of organized basketball because I didn't put myself in a position to play organized basketball enough to have the same comfort I had playing in the street. I could play outside all day because you got all day. You don't have all day in a tournament. When you're 15, when you're 14, when you're 12, you might have 6 minutes a quarter, and 2 minutes of that is running time. So you got to get your 20 quick. You might try, you know what I mean? I wasn't, and being one of the fastest players on the court, it wouldn't have been hard for me to score 20 in the first 3 quarters. Who the fuck gonna stop me? I can shoot out of zone. I'm faster than anybody that's gonna guard me. My handle is clean. I could dish off the rock like it's nobody's business. But I played at the pace that I played at outside. And I didn't have enough experience playing organized ball. I played more high school games than I did organized tournaments. I played in what? I might have played in 1 or 2 tournaments a year. You know what I mean? In high school. So it's like, you got to get them reps in. You got to play in. Some of these dudes have played 100 organized games before they even got to high school. I might have played, I want to say, maybe 14, 15 organized games. And I wasn't starting. I was coming off the bench. Playing, 13, playing 16 and under and all that. Like, you ain't starting unless you gifted. I wasn't that. I wasn't, not at 13. Not at 14. Dudes that were older than me was super nice. But I got myself in those positions and I got the experience I gained the confidence, but it was like there were levels to it. And there was a limitation. You know what I mean? But the genetic lottery, not winning the genetic lottery, that shit blew my mind. I win the genetic lottery is different. I knew enough and I had enough of my game to go anywhere and do anything. Give anybody that work. But you only get that experience. You get the best experiences playing organized ball. Derrick Rose was Derrick Rose because he played more organized ball than he did play street ball. his timing was perfect. Everybody, whoever plays a lot of, like AAU back then was important. Playing in tournaments a lot was important. You know what I mean? That's why players that played for Gauchos and Riverside were always better because they got more reps. They played in tournaments year round on top of high school ball. So you playing in 4 tournaments a year on top of high school, plus 3-4 summer league teams. Then you got, you know what I mean? You got the high school shit. Like you really moving around. You're playing hundreds. You might play 150 games a year, organized, and go to camps. There's no substitute for that type of experience. You know what I mean? So shout out to Quick. Shout out to the organization for making sure that is, regardless of what we pay you, you got work to do, champ. And we're going to make sure we bring in the right guys with the right attitudes. That's the one thing about Masai. He gets the guys with the right character. Now, the work ethic and them putting in the work, that's clearly up to them. You got to put the work in. You got to represent. Once you get past the interview and we lock in on you and we believe in you, the rest is up to you. And Quickley understands that this ain't a money situation. This is, you got to hold it down, and they trying to apply pressure so that they can get theirs. I'm with it. I'm with all the positional wars and positional battles. Shit ain't sweet out here. Even if you getting paid, you can lose your spot. Just because you rich, don't mean you can't lose your girl. You know how that go. Ain't nothing safe out here. I'ma holler at y'all. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm out of here. Peace.